Hi guys, I am actually doing a podcast on my Xbox, so you can watch the podcast right now. Well, never mind. I am not doing a podcast no more. I just ended it, and I am gonna do a vid. That's gonna be so much. Anyways, I am gonna do a vid and see this left. Of course. I don't care if she left or not. But we are gonna watch. This turns into a reaction video. I just have to do something so she can leave. And she's probably watching this. I am solely joking. No. What the? No. What just happened? Jesus. I don't know what was that about. I think you just want to fix this after the video comes out. What should we watch? What should we watch? What should we watch? What's a good fit to us? Probably someone that I just have to. Is my YouTube completely broken? Okay, it's gonna be 1, 2. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, they bring 5 ones in the background, so you might hear them. How about these? This person only made one video. What is it called? I didn't hear it. I think Felix subscribed to this person.
What do you have? I'll take a... What did you say? I said I'll take a...
What?
I heard his order, Mr. Krabs. He said he wants...
And,
I'm sorry, it's very funny, but I have to give you a thumbs down. But I might give you a shout out. I just had to give it a thumbs down. It's really DJ. I always put that. DJ. Can't talk. Can't talk. I should do it all with them though to see if I can do it good, if it makes me sound good. But now I just told you it's auto tune. This one. Butterscotch. Who's that? I never seen that guy before, so yeah.
Quagmire and that girl had sex, which is hugging someone really hard with your legs.
Nope.
You'll tell me if I get it though, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you if you get it.
Okay, I'm gonna get it.
Now, Mr. Griffin, I understand you're here to speak on Mr. Quagmire's behalf. That's right, Your Honor. And as we know, according to Game of Thrones, if the girl has had her blood, she is good to go. Has the girl had her blood? Answer the question.
Mr. Griffin, she was underage.
Yes, however, Mr. Quagmire was born on February 29th. Ergo, he's only 12. Ergo, the girl raped him. Ergo, Ben Affleck.
Mr. Griffin, do you have any evidence that is not based on film or television?
I don't know. Why don't you ask all these letters to Santa Claus?
Something's going on. We haven't gotten mail in a week.
I haven't gotten mail in a week. Nobody writes you.
Officer Swanson, I'll remind you that you are under oath. Now, please tell us what Mr. Quagmire said he did with the girl.
Yeah. Said he gave her a Frosty Jim.
And can you please explain to the courtroom what a Frosty Jim is? Sir, you're under oath.
Well, it's when you urinate in a condom and tie it off, freeze it, and then the woman, pretends it's a man.
Thank you.
He's a good guy!
Mr. Brown,
guess you
will you
don't
please state your
understand that.
occupation for the court?
Oh, come on, man. You didn't ask anyone else to do that. Why am I on trial? He's the one that mushed himself on a child.
When are we gonna see this chick? Okay, enough. No more help.
I'm taking this Bible.
You want to know what kind of person Glenn Quagmire is? You want to know what made me the person I am? Then put me on the stand.
Lois, can I play Angry Birds on your phone?
Okay, but only with the sound off.
Fine, I'll just do it with my mouth.
Please, go ahead, Mr. Quagmire.
Look, I know everyone's sitting out there judging me today, but before you do, please know I had it pretty rough growing up. My dad was a military man, so he wasn't around much. And my mom? Well, let's just say she was a little promiscuous. In fact, I think my problem started the day I was born.
It's a boy, Mrs. Quagmire.
Ah, that's wonderful.
How do you feel?
Horny. Really horny. Could you put him back so I can push him out again?
I was born 9 times that day. Things never got easier. The only way I learned my ABCs was by learning the names of all the guys my mom slept with. Art, Bob, Chet, Don, Ed, Frank, Gus, Hal, Irv, John, Ken, Lou, Matt, Ned, Oxpat, Quinn, Ron, Sam, Tom, Ulf, Vic, Walter, Xavier, Yaz, and Zeke. Those are just some of the guys. There are lots of other guys. It was awful. I didn't even get to go to my high school prom, but my mom did.
Hey, is Crystal ready?
Oh, hi, Ronnie. Hey, listen, have my mom home by midnight, okay?
How about I plow her in the limo and have her home in 20 minutes?
Oh, come on, Ronnie. She bought the dress. So you see, Your Honor, thanks to my mom, I never had a chance to be like everyone else. My misguided carnal instincts are the result of being raised by a sexual deviant. All I'm asking is that you give me the break that my childhood never did. Dairy Queen closes in 10 minutes.
I'm on Dairy Queen.
Mr. Quagmire, your story is a sad one, but that doesn't excuse your actions. I have no choice but to sentence you to 20 years in prison.
Oh, no, you don't.
Kill?
Mom?
Crystal? Ah, she's enjoyed many men.
I don't get none of these. The message I got only blah blah blah. What's this?
Getting bread delivered is way easier than hiring real bakers who work all night and morning to bake fresh brioche buns. You deserve a breakfast made with respect. Try the new bacon, egg, and cheese on brioche. Panera, food as it should be.
iCarly
is one of the funniest shows for kids and teenagers, and honestly, we're still sad it's over. We've recently rewatched the show and spotted many mistakes you wouldn't notice unless you're a true fan. Wait until you see who is one of Jeanette McCurdy's stunt doubles. If you love iCarly, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Let's check out 10 mistakes in iCarly only true fans noticed. Character resemblance. Let's start off with a little bit of fun only true fans of the show could catch. If you watch iCarly and Victorious, you know that both shows feature some of the same cast. They're either main or side characters, but unless you watch both shows or look it up, you probably never notice it. In an iCarly episode called I Party with Victorious, the characters of the shows officially meet for the first time. We see Sam comparing the appearance of Tori to Shelby Marks, an MMA fighter from an episode in season 2. Well, no wonder they look the same. Both characters are played by Victoria Justice. But there is a brief mistake the characters make in this episode. Even though they recognize Tori and Shelby look the same, they fail to recognize some of the other characters, even though it's very clear that Andre and Harper are both played by Leon Thomas III, and no one pointed out the obvious similarities between the two characters. And Trina from Victorious looks like a girl from the I, Psycho episode, because they're both played by Daniela Monet. That girl even attended an iCarly party before. We bet you can find even more characters in the episode, and it's strange that none of them recognized anyone else but Victoria Justice. It's even funnier when Freddie says that Tori is actually way hotter than Shelby Marks. Joke's on you, Freddie. They're the same person.
Hey guys, we are so excited to announce we are producing our own original content. Head over to The Trendy for the best DIYs, fashion tips, makeup hacks, and so much more. We are sure you're going to love it. And be sure to let us know what you think in the comment section. We love to hear from you. See you there.
Douglas the Electrician. Now let's move on to some of the serious stuff. In one of the early scenes of Season 3, Episode 2, Douglas the Electrician makes an appearance. He's the guy that installed a security system in Sam's locker. But that's not what we'll pay attention to in this episode. Take a look at the scene where Sam thanks him. You can clearly see some strings around his neck, can't you? He goes on to say that Sam should tell her mom that Douglas misses her as they were dating in the past. Sam says she will, and then Douglas says he misses her a lot, putting a lot of emphasis on the "a lot" part. You can see the strings are still around his neck, right? Pay attention to the next part. As soon as Sam gets angry and says she gets the innuendo, the camera switches to Douglas, and the strings suddenly disappear. This often happens as the actors do scene takes, and nobody really pays attention to the accessories, but you can clearly see the strings are missing from his neck. They don't appear for the rest of the shot. It could be that he put them away somewhere, or that simply the actor just made a mistake and forgot about this small detail. Perhaps Douglas the Electrician is also a magician and can make things disappear in just a second. How are they broadcasting it? Here's a mistake that's also a theory we can't shake off. If you know the answer to this one, let us know in the comments. We follow the iCarly characters on a lot of adventures, and a lot of the times you see them in places where it seems like there's absolutely...
Okay, answer this if you know a lot. Then, how do they... No, they probably just put it away in a bag or in that shoebox they sold earlier.
No internet, electricity, or outlets. If you're a fan of the show, you know they broadcast it in the studio, where there are a lot of cables involved and tons of technology that's able to make the show happen. This includes a strong internet connection that wouldn't be possible with just a wireless connection. Now go back and watch some of the episodes where the characters clearly visit some places that wouldn't exactly be ideal places to live broadcast a show. Sometimes even a supply closet or a closed-off place in school might not have the signal you need to live broadcast the show. So how did they do it? Of course, it's a show, so we can always just brush this off as part of the story. But doesn't it seem strange how iCarly is always broadcasted live and seems to be able to do it from practically anywhere? We still struggle getting enough signal or having a strong internet connection to upload your YouTube videos. We know we're not the only ones that could use the iCarly's broadcasting magic. Honeysuckle. Next is Freddie's mother, Marissa Vinson. You probably never liked her when you watched the iCarly episodes.
Marvel Black Panther, make way for a new kind of warrior for vibranium-powered action on the prowl for the curve.
But
But did you ever catch this mistake she made in one of the episodes? She's an overprotective helicopter parent that always wants to make sure Freddy is okay. She's not really one of the most loved characters, but that doesn't mean she's not necessary to the story. But that's not the mistake we'll talk about today. In the 4th episode of Season 2, there's some discussion on what Marissa's name actually means. She says it means honeysuckle in French, but it's actually wrong. Honeysuckle is a completely different word in French, and the name Marissa actually means of the sea and Mary. In Latin, there's absolutely no connection between the name Marissa and honeysuckle. Why would she even bring that up? Or is it just Marissa's way to still believe she's really not that overprotective and is in fact sweet? Another quick mistake actually comes from the same episode. In the hospital scene, we see Sam discovering Lubert's wart on Carly's shoe. Freddy takes it off and gives it to the paramedics. But in the next hospital scene, we see Carly with both shoes on, the same shoes she was wearing before. Guess the paramedics didn't want to keep the shoes after all, no matter how gross they were. Magical dentists. You can argue that iCarly had so many seasons, mistakes were not allowed to happen. But mistakes in iCarly could be spotted from as early as Season 1. Sometimes it's even the actor's fault, but sometimes it's just the way the scenes are shot. As actors have to redo the same takes over and over again, only the best ones get picked, and sometimes that means the background in those scenes might be inconsistent. You've probably seen a bunch of these if you watch iCarly, or many other shows. If not, make sure you watch our other videos where we explore the mistakes on Jessie, Despicable Me, and many more shows and movies. These kind of mistakes also happened in Season 1, Episode 14, called I Heart Art. Let's go to the scene with the dentist. Pay attention to Spencer's shirt. Every time the camera pans back to Spencer, you can see the wet stain on his shirt going smaller, all while he's still drooling. Either the saliva is drying super fast, or there were so many takes done, they no longer paid attention to the little details. Also, this scene might seem pretty gross if you're not a fan of drooling. We bet you can find even more scenes like that. So next time you rewatch iCarly,
This might be this old video because it's almost done, and I'm actually tired. I'm just talking about. Man, I might have to edit some.
Attention to objects and stains and see if they disappear at any point during the same scene. Time goes slow. If you're still watching our video, leave a comment saying Team iCarly to let us know. How many times of these mistakes have you caught so far? We bet you've seen this one because it's something that happens in action movies and it's often completely unexplainable. We've all seen countdowns with a timer that goes much slower than it would in real life. It's TV magic after all. iCarly also had a scene where it seemed like 7 seconds lasted for longer than 7 seconds. It's episode 20 of Season 2 called I Fight Shelby Marks. At the beginning of the episode, you can see everyone watching Shelby fight on TV. The timer shows there's only 7 seconds of fighting left, but the fight itself was much longer than that. It's like time completely stopped and was only added for the dramatic suspense, like it is in most action movies. If you focus on details when watching the show, we bet this caught your eye. It seems like 1 second in the TV world becomes 1 minute, sometimes even more. Maybe it's the magic of Shelby Marks. Speaking of Shelby Marks, you probably know by now that she's played by Victoria Justice. When the iCarly characters meet the characters of Victorious, you can see Sam comparing Tori to Shelby. They're the same people. We bet that blew everyone's mind when they watched the episode for the first time. The change of the hammers. iCarly is a show with a lot of background objects that never really leave the set. But
I'm just gonna end it now, and I might just show you my Roblox character. Well, don't follow this. Don't follow this account. Don't add me on play. You add me on this account, but you can follow me. You can follow me on this account. You can follow me on this account. Anyways, peace.